Welcome back to Madman Review, and this is Andrew. We visited the topic of shotguns a few times before, and today we want to take a look at the best production shotguns ever. Shotguns have two big advantages going for them. First, they're simple. That makes them cheap to produce and easy to use. Also, they're very reliable. Second, they have a quite devastating firepower that is also scalable. Not only do you have different gauges and bores, you also have a lot of variety within each one of them. You can go with birdshot for small and fast targets that can take only a limited amount of damage, or use slugs for targets that need a stronger impression. The firepower comes with all the shotguns, but the simplicity, especially with regard to the cheap manufacturing costs, comes only with production shotguns. Of course, there are some custom products out there, but they bring a rather hefty price with them. So, whenever Joe Average wants to afford himself some devastating firepower, he goes for the production model. Looking at production shotguns, there are some names with good reputations that come to mind. Amongst them are Remington, Winchester, Benelli, Beretta, and Browning. Their shotguns have proven themselves time and time again and come with a wide range of prices. They can easily go from a few $100 all the way up to several thousands of dollars. Today, we don't look at the cheapest or more expensive ones. We look at the best of them, not for this year and next year, but for all years and always. Without further ado, lean back and enjoy the show. Number 1, the Remington Model 32. Remington has a long history when it comes to shotguns. Two of their models, 870 and 1100, managed to be among the most popular shotguns ever built. However, there is one model even better than these two, and that's the Model 32. When it came out in 1932, it was by no means a completely new system. It was an over-under double-barreled shotgun, as they can be found in Europe at the time. However, it was a really quality-built American gun. It comes with a Bach-lock type action that was very strong and had a sliding hood to cover the locking lugs. Also, the barrels were mounted in a rather unique way for its time. The upper tube had a rig hanging under it. The lower tube would slide into the ring. This created enough separation between the barrels that allowed for a faster cooling of the two barrels and a better trimming of the weight. All in all, it was made in 7 variants and 12 gauge. It started with double triggers. Soon they were replaced and the new models sported a single selective trigger. All in all, the gun was less intended for field use and more for skeet and trap ranges where it was supposed to deal with clay targets. During World War II, production ceased. There were a few more made right after the war until 1947, but then Remington turned its attention to repeating shotguns, which were highly successful at that time. In 1973, it was tried to get this gun again on the market as the Model 3200, but after 9 years and dwindling sale numbers, it ceased again. The story is not yet over. However, Krygov bought the European rights to that gun and produced it as the K32. Number 2, the Model 21. The Winchester Model 21 is extremely well built, and that did not come as a coincidence. The owner of Winchester at that time, John Allen, had an affinity for double-barreled shotguns of Great Britain. As a result, he wanted to have its own model of the same quality built by his company. That created the Model 21. From the beginning, great emphasis was placed not only on the quality, but also ruggedness. This led to the 21 being made of heat-treated forged chromely steel that allows the 21 to shoot many more rounds than you would need in your life, and the life of your children, and their grandchildren. Further strength is added by the longer frame, especially the underbolt that holds the barrels to the action is longer and can take more use and abuse. The barrels are made from one complete block of steel for one barrel. That makes it very, very strong. After that, both barrels are brazed together. When you shoot one of them, the stress is transferred on both so that they support each other. Winchester used a special marketing scheme to get his model on the market. He took the shotguns of his competitors and put them together with the Model 21 to the test. He used overloaded proof shells, the so-called blue pills. Each gun got fired with them again and again until it ultimately failed. The last competitor made it to number 305, while the Winchester Model 21 took 2,000 of them. Then the gun techs ended the test and checked the gun. It was still in perfect working order. The Model 21 was available in all gauges with the exception of 10 gauge. Also, there were a lot of variants made. The production went on until 1959. After that, it was still possible to have one custom made until 1982. Today, you can get them secondhand or have them made by the Connecticut Shotgun Manufacturing Company that is now the rights holder. Number 3, the Benelli H&K Super Black Eagle. Benelli has its own niche, the manufacturing of inertia-driven shotguns. However, they do venture out of this from time to time. That includes over-under shotguns, which are known for being durable, reliable, light, and also affordable. Now, you probably heard the H&K in the name of this model and ask yourself, how is this possible? H&K stands for Heckler & Koch, and this is a German manufacturer in its own right. Yes, you would not be wrong thinking like this, but Heckler & Koch got the idea that it would be nice for them to get a piece of the shotgun market. The problem was that the manufacturer was very good with a wide variety of guns, but none of them was a shotgun. So, what could they do? They could go through the pains and expenses of creating their own model with all the risks of possible failure, or they could just take the shotgun of someone else. Thought and done, they imported the Super Black Eagle with its inertia-driven recoil system. This system was designed by Bruno Civillani and is at the same time simple and able to withstand a lot of abuse. This system alone might have brought the hope for success, but that was not all. Benelli offered the gun as a Magnum model. It came in 12 gauge, but it could take 3.5-inch shells. Who liked to have the real firepower or was out to hunt waterfowl with steel loads? Also like the Benelli Super Black Eagle. The 3.5-inch Magnum round was neither new nor a design of Benelli. It was made by a team of Federal and Mossberg. At the same time, semi-automatic shotguns saw a rising use in the fields and marshes. However, the Super Black Eagle won against its competition for being light and versatile. The popularity of the Super Black Eagle stayed until today. It got a new coating that made it more durable. Also, there are customization that increases the performance even more. Now, there is the Super Black Eagle 3 in 3-inch and also a 20-gauge model available. Number 4, the Beretta series. Beretta has a reputation for making great guns and looks back on history for centuries. When it comes to shotguns, it made itself a name with the 300 and 400 series. Both are gas-operated shotguns that managed to gain popularity. The best shotgun of all time, however, is an over-under, more precise, the S series. The S series started in the early 1930s. It began on the S1 in 1933. It was intended to compete against the British custom shotguns. In that, it resembles the Winchester Model 21. This shotgun used a side-lock system that offered better handling characteristics. This meant it came with a better trigger pull and better feeling. As an extra, there was more room on the side for the art of an engraver. The S-Series became the favorite shotgun for clay target shooting over time. Different models of this series claimed several Olympic gold medals. This made it also very clear for which market Beretta was aiming. It was intended for hunters who could afford the best gun to shoot. The S-Series continues today. Its design is ultra-modern. It has 2 side locks that are both removable for cleaning and repair. Once they pop open, they stay hinged and connected to the frame, making it easier to access them. Number 5, the Browning Superposed. John Moses Browning is a name that is more than just famous in gun circles. He was well known for true innovations that revolved around increased capacity. With this, he served the American market well. However, he was also very fond of simplicity, as can be seen with the Browning Superposed. This was the first American-designed over-under shotgun that was available in the stores. Interestingly enough, it was not produced in America. It was Fabrique Nationale in Herstal in Belgium that was interested in the design. So John Browning went to Belgium with his son to finish the design there. Sadly, his life ended before his gun entered production. His son took over and finished the design. He had to overcome several challenges with the trigger system and the ejectors. Also, the forend was problematic, as it allowed the removal of the barrels while still staying attached to the forend itself. It took until 1931 to get the first model ready, and the result was an exceptional, functional, and very beautiful shotgun. Over its production run, the shotgun received better engravings and better wood. The prices went up as well and made it more a weapon for well-off shooters. In 1949, a new version in 20 gauge was added. Then in 1959, the 410-28 followed. The 16 gauge managed to make it as a prototype, but was not added as a production variant. As costs continued to climb, the gun was relegated to the custom shop of Browning's in 1977. There is a European variant called B25 that can still be bought through the John M. Browning collection. Also, there's a newer B15 model. However, as custom guns, they do cost a little bit more than production models.